Ooh, that's wrong.
That's wrong.
What you mean? I think...
Don't hit me.
No, you're good. From his head. Now he might be better off dead. Cause the headlines print the almost track.
One song, one story, unforgettable on the road. Moho Sessions.
No, he started now. I've just seen the finger going on. He started now. He did this. Good morning again. Good morning again. Hello. Because you might be watching this at night and it's not morning. We're at Buckle and Boots 10th anniversary celebration. And during these Moho sessions, I am feeling very nostalgic. So I'm kind of taking artists on a nostalgic DeLorean ride through their career, through that.
I love the DeLorean.
Yeah. What would your DeLorean be? How would you decorate it? What would it be? What makes car?
It'd be a Toyota Tacoma. Yeah. An old school Toyota Tacoma, yeah, for sure.
Colour would it be?
Oh, it doesn't matter. I have a red one that's an 04. Our Land Cruiser. An old Land Cruiser,
that
yeah.
sounds
That would be
cool,
my DeLorean, yeah. It's something I could still get around in without being like flashy. I felt that like the DeLorean was too much. Like if they went back to, 1850 in an old truck, it might not have been as like, what is that?
And the question I've been answering recently, yeah, is what time frame? Any time frame, not the Dan Smalley time frame. I'm just talking any time period. Where would you take your DeLorean to if you could?
Ooh, that's a good one. There's probably a few moments I'd have to go back and see, or at least try to visit. I'd want to go see Johnny Cash at Folsom Prison.
Whoa.
Want to go?
You have to not. You don't have to commit a crime to do that.
Maybe, I don't know. It would be the first time.
Was it not the? Was it not the inmates that was not? That was the inmates.
I'd want to go back and see Merle Haggard in his prime, probably, and Willie Nelson and all those guys, and Waylon Jennings. Yeah, maybe go back and see Jimmy Rogers.
The music.
Arlo Guthrie and all that, like back in the 20s and 30s. I don't know how much further back I'd want to go than that, just because, I don't know, I feel like humanity was a little crazy for a long time.
Still is.
It is still a bit. We're a lot more civilized than we used to be, though. You can get around without getting murdered.
Well,
I mean, most
that.
of the places, yeah, it's a little safer than it used to be.
but then there's like people that just have the power to kind of go, let's bomb this place.
Totally, yeah.
That's a
There's
bit
still
crazy.
crazy people in the world. Yeah, they're still out there. It's just, I feel like the majority of humans are a little bit more civilized than we used to be. I feel like if I popped up somewhere around, I don't know, the medieval times, probably wouldn't last very long. Life expectancy might go down. I don't know. It's a little harder back in the day. I feel like we got it way easy these days.
That's a good
Yeah,
point.
humans are spoiled at this point.
Yeah, we might think we're not, but we kind of are. So now the Dan Smalley again. We'll go back to, now, you've been around for probably longer than 10 years. Although you did post a post yesterday.
Yeah?
10 years in Nashville.
Yeah, 10 years in Nashville. That's a long time.
And I was reading it thinking, are you giving up music?
No. No. It's just a
Did you take
physical
up baseball?
move. Yeah, it's actually my son that's the ball player.
I was like, wait a minute here. Wait a minute. Are you saying goodbye to Nashville and music to go
No.
to baseball? Like, what's going on here?
No, it's all for my son, for sure. My boy is 14. He's a big kid. He's good at baseball. And I feel like his chances of playing at the next level are better from my hometown with a little better athletics. And he wants to go to LSU, so that's in Louisiana. So it's just
okay. So it's not you giving up music.
No. I'll never give up music. I'll be playing music till I'm dead. I got a single coming out August 7th. I got more singles coming out in the fall than a record next year that I'm excited about. Yeah, I'll be doing this till I'm dead.
Well, it just read like that, and I thought, Okay. Right, I just
Yeah,
had to
I'm
ask that.
definitely not giving it.
And the fact that it was 10 years was just quite.
Yeah, it's enough time. They say it's a 10-year town. I made all the connections and contacts and reputation for myself in that town that I needed to. Now I'm ready to move on. Like, just ready. Been ready. It's a busy town. It's a lot of traffic. There's a lot more people than you think around there. And I live right in the city, in the middle of it, so it's been way too. I'm a country boy, you know. Like I grew up in the small city or a small town, and then military bases, and a bunch of people around is too much for me. I don't like traffic. I hate having to wait in traffic. You know,
So
long lines.
where did the love for music or the love of country music start for you? What kind of.
Yeah, my
start?
dad was a singer growing up, so I just kind of was around him my whole life, taking that in. I started playing music in 3rd grade on the saxophone.
Oh, I'm saxophone.
Yeah, the alto sax, and then played until high school, and then played sports, and then when I broke my right leg in 5 places playing sports, I was like, oh, I guess I'm playing music. But I've always wanted to have a job that had the word play in it, just because I like playing. Whether it's a
Fair
sport
enough.
or
Or an instrument.
or an instrument or a game, yeah, I just like hanging out and having a good time.
Or songwriting could
Yeah,
be like playing
definitely.
with
Make believe.
sounds.
Yeah, it is.
Stories.
Yeah.
and Sitting on front porches like this.
Yeah, then people
Drinking,
clap for
yeah.
you like every 3.5 minutes. It's kind of cool.
Do they?
Sometimes.
I'd love to experience. I've never been to Nashville, so I'd love to experience the front porch vibe.
It's a lot.
Is it like this?
No, not at all. No, it's a lot
Okay.
busier.
Oh.
A lot busier, a lot more city, a lot less trees. And, yeah, it's busy.
So it's like front porch, front porch, front porch, front porch. Front.
I mean, yeah.
Right, left.
And in the middle of where I'm from in Nashville, yeah, it's very tight and expensive.
So you're there's a song that I think around Buckle and Boots anyway is like I've heard people describe very much that they just love it and it's just a great song. It's great, just the vibe of it and everything. And that's Jerry's Ghost.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
There's a lot of people that see that because I didn't know about you previously a few years and people were just always talking about that song and that story and what it was to you and just how much it affected them and so many people talk about it.
Wow. Okay.
And you see that song with people like you see that and it's just like it seems to stick with people. Can you tell me more about that story and what that song is for you?
Yeah, it's just telling the story of me when last time I drank alcohol, breaking into somebody's house on accident, thinking it was my own home, and getting shot. You know, and, it's funny talking to people in Europe and England about when I tell that story, and they come up to me and they're like, "Oh my God, Dan, I woke up in somebody else's house on their couch. But we don't have guns, so I didn't get shot." It's just one of those things, or I almost walked into somebody else's house and they opened the door, but they didn't shoot me. It's like, yeah, that's the difference in cultures and from America to anywhere else, really. Like, everybody has guns in America, so if somebody's beating on your door, you have the right to defend your home with whatever force you need, or you think is worthy. And that guy apparently that day decided I needed to be killed. So, but luckily it didn't work, and yeah, luckily I made it out and have the story to tell, and hopefully it affects people the way that whole situation affected me, and it just made my life better. Really, cutting out alcohol from my life, but really that's just any substance that might be hindering your lifestyle or just getting in the way. My thought has always been like, if I can't contribute to society the way I know I can contribute because of some other substances getting in the way, then I should probably get it out of my way. And that's how I woke up in the hospital that morning. It was just like, whoa, I almost missed the opportunity to raise my children and live with my wife the rest of my life. And that was too much for me to chew on. So the decision to just quit drinking altogether was easy. But the song didn't come for a while. I didn't write that song until probably 2020, 21.
Oh,
It was 2020. It was the beginning of the pandemic when I had nothing else going on. But that's 6 years after it actually happened. So I was just, I'd always been asked, have you told that story yet? And I put the kind of the shots and whatever in Lucky and a couple songs, and none of them actually really. I mean, Lucky's great, but it doesn't really tell the story. And so that particular morning, I remember just like thinking, somebody had just asked me, "Man, did you tell me?" Oh, I told it, and just chewing on it for a second. I was like, just tell the story in third person, because I didn't know how to write it. And then it just came out. And then my friend Terry Joe Box helped me finish it a couple days later. And yeah, I haven't touched this. Been that ever since. And the amount of people that actually relate to that song without actually relating is wild. Yeah, it's been a blessing and a lot. It's just encouraging to see people like relate to that type of lifestyle that I was living. You know what I mean? It was hardcore and a lot of alcohol, a lot of drugs, and just one of those things that was getting in the way. And so I'm happy Jerry's Ghost came out from it. It's kind of unfortunate I had to go through what I went through for it to come out, but it's working out, So I wouldn't be this guy if it hadn't happened.
It's the power of music as well. Like, we've been talking a lot about connection with artists and like the power of a song like Jerry's Ghost, and that can just, that will probably help so many people who might not know.
You never know, yeah.
You don't know who you're helping with your story, or there's so many people that think, I can't, because that's my personal story, I'll keep that in, I'll keep that in, and artists might not share it, but like when they do, that's when things.
Yeah, I
connections happen.
I kind of think it shows everybody else we're just normal people, regular people going through the same struggles and heartache that everybody else is going through. And when you're able to translate that through music, I think it affects everybody that hears it. Whether they relate to it or not is one thing, but most of the people understand and they have empathy for in most situations that people are going through and can relate in some way to any kind of heartbreak or unfortunate situation. But yeah, that's country music, I think, in a nutshell. It's just like life stories that everybody relates to, and I think it's why it's taken off so much over here in Europe. It's people are people around the world. Most people are just regular old people going through the same thing that everybody else is going through, and some genres of music like to talk about it and some don't. So it's just, country music's one of those places you can go to expect stories that you can relate to that aren't all drinking and tailgates. So it's a good place for a songwriter like me to hang out. It's working.
Sounds like a good time for a song.
All right, what you thinking?
Jerry's Ghost.
Jerry's Ghost.
Just because we've been talking about it. It just feels.
I usually play with a capo, so if I mess this up, I'm sorry.
One.
Chance.
5 a.m. a baby cries, a handgun fires outside across the street. A woman wakes up from her sleep. It's been away since yesterday. She knows he's probably drunk and now she's wide awake, watching the lights flash out the window as she tries to calm the baby down, hoping it's not her missing husband on the ground. He wakes up with a hurting head, handcuffed to a hospital bed in a long line of people happy he's still alive, pacing back his misplaced steps, one long instance wiped clean from his head. Now he might be better off dead, 'cause the headlines print the almost tragedy. Drunk man breaks in accidentally. Jerry White was 68, gun club been already stamped on his license plate. He dropped the charges the same day. Said he's usually a better shot. He said he might have had a second thought. Hard to know for sure. With someone kicking down your door. Lucky for that boy, the bullets missed his heart. 'Cause it's hard to recognize your drunk ass neighbor in the dark. The young man paid the damage off. Hadn't had one drop since those 2 shots. Supposed to kill him dead, somehow saved his life instead. January brought a bit of rain. The sirens came and this time they were just too late. Old man Jerry's heart gave way. Now every morning the boy stares down the road and says a prayer for Mr. Jerry to go. There you go. There you go. Thanks for having me.
That's just powerful. I think, like, I'm going to say this, like, with the state of country music, and that's a pun and a half, but like, that to me, as you say, is the heart and soul of country music.
Yeah, come on,
And
thank you.
style and lyrics, like, there's so many songs like that. And you've kind of discussed, like, country, because country music, like, what is it these days? Where
Good
is
question.
it?
Yeah, it's everywhere.
Where it's going, what is happening to it,
Mm-hmm.
like, boundaries are getting pushed every day.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I've had conversations with people as an artist I love, and she's not country. She doesn't feel country, she doesn't write country.
Yeah.
She just writes really powerful lyrics, but I wouldn't set them in country.
Totally, yeah.
People are telling me that she is country, and
Yeah,
I'm like,
nope.
okay, but she's not. She's getting played on country radio, and
Yeah,
it's
it's
like,
funny how all that works. It's
yeah,
like,
it's like, but she is country. I'm like, no, she should play this festival. I'm like, she doesn't know. It's like,
I think it's so funny how everything else in the world is so identifiable with its own thing. Like, rock and roll, you hear it, like, that's rock and roll. Jazz music, you hear it's like, that's jazz music. An apple, you see it, like, that's an apple and that's an orange. And then all of a sudden, for some reason, the country music genre decided to call the apples oranges and the oranges apples, and it's all the same thing now. And now it's hard to decipher between.
that's a good way of putting it.
It's hard to decipher
That's
between
the
what's.
best.
And so most people are looking at it or hearing it, and it's like, that's not an orange, that's an apple. Shut up. And it's like, no, it's an orange today. Right now it's an orange. In this genre, because we're making a lot of money off of whatever we call country music. So whatever the people just want to call country music, we'll just let them. And I think it's I think it's a bad thing. I think the different genres was the best part of the 90s. Like, I loved being able to turn on the radio station and find pop music if I wanted to, or they played Eric Clapton and Sheryl Crow on the radio and stuff like that back in the day. And then if I wanted to find country music, I knew I could turn to this channel and I'd hear Alan Jackson and George Strait. And these days it's just not that anymore. So it is what it is. We're in the middle of like I think a cultural shift, yeah, to where a lot of people are just confused. And they hear a lot of information that they don't know if it's true or not, or what it is, and they just eat what they're fed. And that's the majority of the human population, in my experience. Is just most people just like know what they're given, and that's it. They don't dig any deeper into the meaning of it or what it is. They don't even really care. They just know they like it. So whatever it's called, it doesn't matter.
So I wonder what country music is going to be described as in 5 years' time.
That's a good question.
Is it going to be like Iron Maiden?
Maybe.
Because they're
know.
talking about something really personal. In the
I have
song.
no clue.
So let's just get that country music.
I quit honestly trying to like worry about it. Like I can't invest my time worrying about it because A, I can't control it, and B, there's no telling.
There isn't.
no telling. People are crazy. So it's just like whatever the industry decides they're going to make money on next is usually what it's going to turn into.
Like Alan Jackson said that country music that he loved and knows and is doesn't exist anymore.
It does. You just got to go find it. They're not lifting it to the pedestal. They're not putting it on the pedestal that they used to put it on. They're relying on the artists to create their own fandomonium, fan base. Most of them, I say that. They're still pumping thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars into social media campaigns and radio campaigns and like stuff like that. But only if you've crossed this certain threshold where they know that if they pour a bunch of money on it, it's going to make them a lot more in return. It's a very business-like mentality these days, corporate.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I didn't get into country music to join a corporation. You know what I mean? And I didn't get into country music to appeal to the masses. My favorite country music was the guys that small niche people. A group of people knew who they were, but it wasn't the whole world. It wasn't the most popular genre, and that was why I got into country music, because it wasn't. It was the other thing, and I could listen to the songs and feel like I was learning something or getting a lesson from a grown man that had been there before, or even a woman. You know what I mean? Just like those hard-earned lessons that come through those songs back in the day. That's what I related to. And I feel like somewhere in the early 2000s, mid 2000, around 2010, 15, it just took this shift into like this party mode atmosphere where nobody really wanted to talk about their feelings anymore.
Drinking and
just drinking and tailgates and that
bro
whole
country. That's what
yeah,
it's
bro
all
country. You know, it is what it is. It's this thing, and I'm sure when outlaw country came through, they had the same kind of like turn up their nose. To the sound of it or whatever. But the difference between, in my opinion, between the outlaw movement and the bro movement is the production. Yeah. Straight up, it's just the production of the music. And the bro country still has country elements in it so that they can put the country stamp on it. But to me, it was just bad pop music that they couldn't sell on pop radio, so they decided to move it to another genre. Is the way it came across to me as just like an outsider looking in. And this is before I thought I needed to go to Nashville. Now, when guys like Sturgill Simpson and Chris Stapleton and Jason Isbell started coming out of Nashville, I was like, I should go to Nashville. Because it turned back into this real thing. I say turned back in. Those guys were doing something very real. And I admired and looked up to that. And that's the reason I started going to Nashville. But it wasn't because of Jason Aldean and Luke Bryan. At all. Not taking anything away from those guys, but that was something I had zero desire to be a part of. I don't ever want the label bro country to be
you're not. No.
To be labeled like Dan. I don't ever want those two words to be in the same sentence.
No.
And I've worked very, very hard to make sure that doesn't happen.
We couldn't possibly do that when you just.
I don't think so either.
Like
Yeah.
Jerry's Ghost,
Yeah.
and even your album, The State of Country Music, like
Thank you.
that's country. Like you are country.
Much love. Thank you so much.
Totally. Before you go, do you mind playing a quick game?
Come on, go.
It's called This or That.
Oh no. Sounds dangerous.
Well, it depends on your perception. So it's like love or money. So we'll start with that.
Love, always.
Or we've got like an array of answers, but yeah. Paddock stage or main stage?
Ooh. I haven't
it.
played the paddock. I'm not playing the paddock stage this year, but it looks real cool. It looks cooler. It's a different tent this year. And I just walked through there, and I was like, man, this is a cool stage.
There's no hay bales.
But main stage is where I'm at. And that's my favorite place, I think.
Singing or songwriting?
Ooh. That's tough. It's kind of one and the same. But you know what? If I had to pick one or the other that I could do the rest of my life, singing would probably be where my happy place is. I love being on stage. I love singing, whether it's my music or somebody else's. I just love to do that. That's what my dad did. I've been doing it my whole life, so it's singing.
What for bringing singing or guitar?
Singing, yes.
Ah.
I'm not a guitar player.
What you play?
I'm faking it most of the time. Like I've been
That
playing a
didn't
long
look like
time.
you were faking it to me. No.
I'm playing. Yeah, I'm not as good as the guitar players that I know, so I don't consider myself one.
I play guitar, but not the way you just did.
We'll see. Yeah, that's how I feel.
Recording or performing?
Ooh.
You're thinking?
If I could only do one, it'd have to be performing. But that's the same as singing and songwriting. They're kind of one and the same. Because you're still performing in the studio. It's just under a microscope. And so the level of attention and is a little bit more intense. But performing live on stage is where I feel the most comfortable, straight up.
Are you ready for these next ones?
Maybe.
The state of country music or Jerry's Ghost?
Ooh, that's wrong.
That's wrong.
Mean. I think.
Don't hit me.
No, you're good. I think Jerry's Ghost is just so personal that I have to pick Jerry's Ghost as far as that goes. I love the state of country music. Like, that's one of my favorite songs I've ever written. I sat on that title for years before I brought it up in the room with my friends. And, but yeah, Jerry's Ghost.
Till Country Comes Back or Lucky?
Lucky.
That was
Yeah.
easier. What was that?
Yeah, I didn't even pick Till Country Comes Back. That was a record label pick. They were like, this is a hit. And I was like, if you say so.
If I'm Being Honest or Rich and Famous?
If I'm being honest. Yeah. That was the song that did everything for me. That was the...
Is that your breakthrough?
Yep.
Is
As
that
far
like
as,
all
like,
artists have like a signature song?
the one song, yeah, they tell you in Nashville when you get there, all it takes is one song and then you can take off. And I wrote that song after a year and a half of being in Nashville, and sure enough, like less than
You took off.
4 months later, I had a record deal. So they weren't live.
Nice.
Can't Leave Wrong Enough Alone. Which I love that. Can't Leave Wrong Enough Alone. Because usually it's Can't Leave Well Enough Alone.
Yeah.
You've just tweaked that. And
I remember when we
Adderall
wrote...
Head.
Which one? Adderall Head? Oh, that's tough. When we wrote Can't Leave Wrong Enough Alone, I remember it was Philip Lamons, me and Philip, and... It doesn't matter. But
Somebody.
I remember
Do you want
when
me to see you?
when we wrote it, don't know why, something, I guess we wrote it, when it comes going wrong, I get it right. Most of the time, before too long, that neon light, can't turn it off. When it comes on, don't know why. But sometimes I just like it when it's wrong. Which is the end of the bridge. Because when we wrote the bridge, it was, don't know why, must be something in my bones, don't know why, I can't leave well enough or wrong enough alone. And I was like, that's got to be the hook, right? Like, because well enough alone is the way we said it. And then we were like, what if it was wrong enough alone? And it was like, oh, that's cool. And then it was like, well, that's got to be the hook then, right? So we just switched it. And,
It's a very clever switch.
but Adderall Head is the one. Yeah.
That's a tune.
That's a country tune.
That's a tune.
Yeah. That was the, that's my cocaine blues. That's my
It certainly is.
my tribute to amphetamines. Yeah, that's my 20s, baby. That's I don't live like that anymore. But my 20s were going hard.
Yeah. Now, before I ask this, Born and Raised on the Bayou has like 2 country vibes going through it. Like, it's so like
That's a different song. Yeah.
it's so yeah. I just
very
have to say that.
Louisiana.
It's like you like, and it works. Like you
Yeah.
get 2 kind of country songs mixed into one. and
Thank
it's,
you.
It's like, yeah. Anyway, Accidentally Drunk or Born and Raised on the Bayou?
Ooh, probably Born and Raised, just because that's my anthem. You know what I mean? That's my shit. I grew up on water and pirogues around alligators and snakes and fish and all that. Spent a lot of time in bayous and in the swamps and just cypress tree lined boat roads by myself in a 2-man pirogue. That's my favorite part of my life, is that aspect of it, just being in a swamp or in a bayou with a fishing pole and a little boat. That's my happy place. So that's, like I said, that's my anthem.
Always Behind or Slow It Down?
Ooh. That's tough. That's tough. These are hard.
Delves deeper into the music.
So Always Behind is a moment in my life. It was just one moment in my life that I just wrote about. You know what I mean? It was like a 22-year-old drunken Daniel that had just been in a party and woke up and didn't know where the fuck he was and had to get out of there. And I just told the story. Slow It Down is more of a call to people to just like, yeah. And something I needed to tell myself in the 20s. Something I still tell myself these days. So Slow It Down is probably going to be mine.
Only a Girl or Sleeping with Someone Else. Look at the vibe of it.
Wow.
Only a Girl or Sleeping with Someone Else.
I think Sleeping with Someone Else. It's just a heartbreak song, you know what I mean? But the fact that I remember when I brought the idea into Bob DiPiero, I was like, man, I got this title, man, but it's pretty like, I don't know, my wife's gonna get mad at me. I feel like but I figured out how to write it without making her mad. And he's like, well, okay, well, tell me about it. I was like, well, I was like, I was like, the title is Sleeping with Someone Else. I was like, but the hook is, what is, I've been sleeping with someone else. It's a secret I've been keeping for so long to myself. What we had was right, but lately, loving you feels like I've been sleeping with someone else. So there's no cheating going on. And as soon as I landed that with Bob, he was like, I love you, Dan. Yes, let's write this song. And it's just a song about two people growing apart. And there's no adultery going on. There's nothing like that going on. It's just two people who have become different. So different that they don't even know each other in their own bed anymore. And my wife and I have been together for 22 years. And there have been moments in our relationship where that was very real for both of us. And just not so much these days. I've calmed way down and made life easier on her and myself, to be honest with you. But there for a little while, we'd have moments where it's just like, is this right? Are we even the same people we used to be? And I think it's so relatable in relationships. I think people can really relate to that feeling of just like, golly, we've grown so far apart that I don't even know you anymore. I feel like I'm with someone else. And to me, that's just such a powerful just thing to relate to from a relationship point of view is just growing up and sometimes growing apart. And so, yeah, when we finished that one, I was real happy. I love that song. I don't play it as often live, but just because I don't know if everybody grasps the hook that there's no cheating going on. It just is two people who have simply grown apart. So Jeremy and Katie sang You Don't Even Know Who I Am last night.
Yeah.
That was the model for Sleeping with Someone Else. So when they were playing it, I was telling Matt Roger, I was like, I stole Sleeping with Someone Else from this song. Like, I was trying to create that mood, that feeling of, you don't even know who I am anymore. We've been together for so long, and you have no clue who I am. That's what Sleeping with Someone Else is. Like, we've grown so far apart that I feel like I'm sleeping with someone else. Yeah.
So clever. The thing about things, that song, the thing about things, I know something about nothing. Things about things about things about things.
I've never counted to see how many times we use the word things in there.
There's things about things that you might not know about. The things about things.
It's just, it was an idea. I remember my buddy Chad Wilson came in, and this was the first time we had written together, and he had a list of ideas that morning, and he had gotten to this one at like number 5 or 6, and then kept going, and I kept going back to it, like, dude, what was the thing about things? What is that? It's everything. It's all the things. That would be so easy to write. How do we write that? And I kept coming back, and I was getting irritated because we couldn't figure out how to take off on it. And I walked outside and smoked and walked back in. I was like, the thing about things is we don't ever have enough of this shit, man. As humans, we always want more. God damn it. And then it just took off from there.
It certainly did, because I was listening to it and I was like, oh my gosh, like,
It's a rant. That's all it is. It's a rant against the overwhelming pressure of acquiring things that humans have put on ourselves. And it's like you turn around, you look at your house, and it's like, why do I even have that? Why do I have that? Like in my house, I'm constantly getting rid of stuff that the kids and the wife are, and I'm like, all right, let's purge, let's get rid of this stuff, because it's just none of it matters. And we've now somehow, for some reason, focused our life around all these things that we need to make our life happy. I don't know. It don't make a lot of sense to me. But that's just my
That's the thing
my
about
thing.
things.
That's the thing about things.
That's the thing about things. Dan, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Same.
chatting to
Thank you for having me. I
Thank
appreciate you.
for
Yeah.
taking your time to
Of course.
chat about the state of country music,
Anytime. Thank you.
musical and otherwise.
Much love. Thank y'all.
Thank
Cheers.
you so much.
Yeah. Thank you, brother.
One song, one story, unforgettable on the road. Moho Sessions.